How's it going? My name is Dr. Jonathan Locust, and I'm going to talk about a profound experience that I had during a past life regression as a white corn farmer. Now, if you're not familiar, past life regressions are undergoing a process of hypnosis to experience memories of a past life. If you're interested in learning more, there's a great book called Journey of Souls that really talks about the research on it, but also gets into a lot of detail of previous life experiences that other people have had. So if you're not really familiar with it, as you go through hypnosis, things and impressions start to come to you. So, kind of just setting the scene, I started to get impressions of corn, of being on the farm, of wearing boots. Then the person will lead you in questions like, okay, are you outdoors or indoors? What type of material are you wearing? What is the structure? Look, these different types of questions. So, as a corn farmer, I had a life that was extremely lonely. I didn't have any family. I didn't have any friends. It was extremely lonely. There was one particular time during one of the scenes where um, I was being broken up with, which completely devastated me. Then I went to another scene when I was in my 80s, and I literally died next to the corn, just feeling sad that nobody actually even knew that I had died. As I'm rising above and seeing my body, that's when I realized I was actually white, because it's not like I was thinking about that as I was interacting during that time. So as I leave, I start to go up and funnel up almost like a tunnel going up, and I reach a place that would, I guess, will be described in the journey of souls as the spirit world. And I just experienced this really, really bright place with just vastness. You really get a sense that it doesn't end. But I'm um still feeling bad about like that life and feeling lonely, feeling like I've died alone. But as I was moving during the tunnel, I started some of those feelings started to dissipate, and I started to feel the sense of you were supposed to experience that. This is what you actually needed. So fast forward, um, I get to essentially where I see almost 10 souls that are around me. I approach them, they start coming towards me, and they just surround me in love and light, telling me that I was never alone. They were always was always there, and um, it was really profound. Just feeling that, like during that moment, that sense of not actually being alone. So they give me this love and light. And it was interesting. I actually saw two of the people that I know in this life were actually two of the souls that were putting love and light around me. So I then end up being taken to a place that, if you can think about the planet Saturn, not as big, but like Saturn with a white sphere with rings around it. Think of a Saturn, but all white. Maybe the size of a five-story building. So I'm in front of it, like essentially meditating on the rings. And there was like a beam of light that came out and brought me into this this sphere of light. And I went and I was sitting in like a sauna position. So if you meditate, you know what a sauna is. I was sitting in a sauna position, meditating in front of it. And as I went in, um, all of these memories and these just being known you were never alone. Um, we were here. Really, what I got was it was this was a part of the source, the creator, God, that was actually just telling me that I was never alone, but this was a part of my learning journey that I needed to experience that. I needed to experience this entire life in order to prepare me to move forward and appreciate other things. So as I coming out of that structure, come feeling completely, literally feeling completely different. all of the baggage of feeling alone, being sad. And I didn't mention, but during, because I'm trying to condense about an hour and a half of hypnosis down to as quick as possible. But there was two times where I actually cried during that experience. Once when I was being broken up with because I didn't have anybody, and the second time was when I died alone because I didn't have anybody, I didn't have any friends. So as I'm in this with structure, I was being told that um, what are kind of opportunities, kind of was a session of what are opportunities that you could have seen. And it was, well, for one, I was never really alone, because if we're all one, then even being by myself, I'm still one with all. And secondly, with all the nature that was there, that was something that I had just completely disregarded, and not making a conscious connection with that nature, which we know nature is very much alive. So as I come out, I then end up coming out of the space of hypnosis, and all of these, I've been thinking about all of these different lessons, and some of the major lessons that I got was, from one, like I mentioned, we never really are alone, and it's really an illusion. And when I was in the spirit world, I saw that, I experienced it, and I felt that, I felt that oneness of the creator, especially when I was in the the thing that looked like, I don't know what to call it, but the thing that looked like Saturn. And secondly, even when those times where there are people who either I may not feel like talking to, or either I think are kind of getting on my nerves, I'm even more appreciative of those experiences now, because I realize what it was like not to have anybody to talk to, whether I like them or not. And I've really just been thinking about those things, and even just being more present in the moment when I'm with people because of that experience. So over the course of just really thinking deeply about these things, especially as I meditate kind of consistently anyway, I've really been thinking about these things, and I know that I experienced a different level of consciousness when I was under hypnosis. So as my research and a lot of my things have been about is looking at diversity. So as I think about the two, I really started to think about, well, what are the intersections between diversity and consciousness? And what are different types of actions, techniques that are used by different cultures to experience different types and different levels of consciousness? So, as a researcher, I'm really curious to know. So, if this is something that you think is interesting, something that you think could and should be explored, either like the video, share, or just message me. Let me know what you think, because getting feedback along the process, because even sharing this, I was really encouraged by my friends to actually, friends and family, to actually share this experience that I had. So I would love to be able to get your feedback. So please share, message me, like it. I appreciate it. Thank you.